Hello everybody and welcome to another tutorial at Tiny House Media. Today's about the new taper strokes that came in After Effects 2020 back in May. It has a few parameters that we're going to go over, and let's just jump right into it. So this is the final result. It just kind of does that. So tapering, if you're unfamiliar what tapering is, it's when a line vanishes from whichever point, from the front or the back, it shrinks is a better term. And that's really what tapering is. We're gonna jump right into it. There used to be many different other ways how to do this until they finally put this into After Effects. And here's my comp, and let's kind of let's mimic this. So I'm gonna make a new comp. Let's just make it like 6 seconds long. I'm gonna press Control K to bring up the composition settings. I'm just gonna make it black. Let's just rename this Taper 02. So let's just start making shape layers. So I'm gonna double click up here, and this will just be the background. I'm just gonna say background. You can also use solids, but I like to use shape layers because when you make a solid, just gonna make it, and there it is in there. So then let's say you make another solid. So you make another solid, and there it is, and it just kind of clutters up the whole project. So using shape layers, it doesn't go in any of the library. So we're just gonna call this the BG. We're gonna hold down Alt a few times to get rid of that stroke that you saw around it. We're just gonna make a brand new one by just drawing it. So just kind of swirl up, swirl to the middle. I'm gonna go down here, click and hold to bring the title safe so I can see the direct center of the composition. I'm gonna just move that to the center of the composition. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. It's not gonna be exactly like my it's not gonna be exactly like the first version, but it's okay. I'm gonna hold down Alt to create that stroke. I'm gonna hold down Alt a few times to get rid of that fill. Let's just make it like 10. Here are all the parameters. Right here, I'm gonna change it to 100% so it scales like that. I'm gonna get rid of this fill, don't need that. I'm gonna go to add. We're gonna add a trim path at 2 seconds. I'm just gonna keyframe start and end. Maybe at 1 second. Make some more keyframes. So we're going to have the end at 0. So it goes like that. So it draws it on, and then move these down a bit. So when it ends, we want the rest of it to trail behind. So essentially like that. I'm gonna add some easing, and with that I'm gonna use this script called Duik, and it's right here, Duik Basil 2 or Basil 2, and it has all these things for rigging, but I mainly use it for the easing, which is right here. It's very, very useful. This is the ease out, this is the ease in. So 50% ease out, 100% ease in. Let's just change it to 75, and whatever keyframe you have, it automatically changes it. So 50% changes it. I'm going to make it 100% ease out, so it kind of like that, and 75% ease in. That's fine. I'm going to hit that. This is the linear ease in, ease out, both. Bezier, and this is the roto. Roto to rove over time, and of course this is the hold frame. So you can download this script, and it's completely free here at rainboxlab.org. You just follow the instructions how to install it, and then bam. I might make a future tutorial on how to use this to its full potential, but it's okay. I don't really need to right now. So there we go. It's easing in, it's easing out. And then what about that taper? So let's go ahead and make this 20 so we can see it. Under stroke, taper's right here. And we're just gonna fool around with the start length. I found out that 50% is a good amount. 100% is okay. And like 13% is kind of weird, but you can change that with the easing. But I'm not going to. I'm gonna just zoom up. There we go. I'm just gonna keep it at 50%, and you can also change the width of both of them too. So here's the front. I'm gonna change this to 50. So now, so it kind of looks like that for now, as it eases in and then eases out. You notice there's like a diamond shape here. I think we can see this because the width is much bigger actually. So I'm just changing it back to 10. I'm going to move all of this. I'm gonna hold down Alt and then left bracket, and I'm gonna left bracket it all the way to frame 1. So it's just doing that. So now when it hits this moment, I'm gonna push the asterisk button to create a marker, and I'm just gonna create a circle. So let's keep the fill. We want to keep the fill. I'm gonna leave these default colors, red and white, which is fine. I'm gonna bring down that size to 500, I think. I'm gonna keyframe that. I'm going to go back 4 frames, 1, 2, 3, 4, bring that to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, make another keyframe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, make another keyframe. I'm going to hit this, which is the graph editor tool. I'm going to change this to 50% ease, 75% ease out. So if you don't have this plugin, it's okay. You can just right click and then change it here. But this script / plugin, it's just so much easier for me. I'm going to change these. So let's just bring this up, bring this down a bit so it bounces. And I'm just gonna, for these ones, because I know the default when you add and ease in and ease out is 33.3%, 33.33%. I can always change it here, but if I can just right click and change it, it's fine. So now we're gonna hit this so we can get out of it. So we want it to pop up right here. So like that. So 1 frame before it ends. Let's just cut that. So it goes boop, just like that. Cool. I'm gonna change the tapering down to 10 for this one to kind of match the same size as that. So now tapering also has this cool thing called wave. I'm gonna rename this to circle. I'm also gonna change this to orange, something different. So it has wave in the stroke, which is taper, and wave is down here. And I'm just gonna increase that amount to 100%, and then change the wave length makes it longer or shorter, whichever way you want. I'm just gonna leave that by default at 100. I'm going to animate phase, but there's an issue, and I'll show you as soon as I animate it. So I'm going to hold down Alt, and then click here. We're gonna add an expression. Time times -25, I think. Let's see. Yeah. So if you notice, it's cut up. It like cuts up there. That's not right. So we're just gonna change it pixels to cycles. Done. And then, bam. Cool. All right. So let's make some inner circles. So we're gonna duplicate it once for now. And we're just gonna grab these keyframes and scale these down. So click and hold down here to universally scale everything down. You can also see it in the graph editor. So see how it's going down. I don't necessarily need to see it in the graph editor. So we're gonna just kind of guess here, duplicate this again, do the same from here to here. And we're also going to just go ahead and attach this to there. So when this bounces, these bounce with it. So we're gonna just go 4 frames in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Boom. So that way there's some lag in between them all. We're just gonna increase this size a bit and increase this size a bit. We're just going to change these colors. I don't remember what colors I had, but we're just going to change them to like 3 different colors so we can see it for now. Okay, so we're going to just continue. Bam. And then alright, so we're going to go to 5 seconds. We're going to just scale this out, or scale this down, because these are attached to it. So I'm just going to go maybe 4 frames in, 1, 2, 3, 4, make a keyframe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I guess, and then make another keyframe. This last keyframe we're going to have 0. This first keyframe 110. We're going to have this be 100 and 100, and then we're gonna have that first one at 50, and we're gonna have this at linear. You can press Control to create linear, or let's say you've had a hold keyframe and you just really want to put it back to linear, you hold down Control and click. So let's increase that just a bit, 120, so up and down. So let's just let's change this to 75, 75. Maybe 100% was too much. There we go. Cool. And that's pretty much tapering. We're gonna add some more extra things here. Let's add that background that I had. Come on. Let's add that background. It was a noise. There's a fractal noise. Soft linear. Let's go 800. -99. We're going to animate that evolution, which is this. I just made a keyframe just so I can see it down here, and press U to see that. Hold down Alt. We're gonna go time times 100. Yeah, that works. Time times 100. We're gonna just set this to soft light. Bring it down about 50%. And then you might have noticed that it was playing every other frame. So we're going to make an adjustment layer. We're going to posterize time. Posterize time. And make it 12 frames a second. So now everything below it is going to play every other frame. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. Name this posterize or poster. Name this noise. We're gonna add one more effect on top. Make it a adjustment layer. Turbulence. Displace. We're gonna bring this way down. 10% maybe. And we're also going to animate that evolution by doing the same thing. Time times 500 maybe. There we go. So now it's all wiggly, which is great. Now there's one more thing. I'm going to just fix up the colors so it matches my example. We're gonna add a vignette, make this black, go up here, double click, go up here, make sure it's on mask, now double click. We're gonna press F or M to get into the mask, go back to F, we're gonna go subtract, increase that feather, then we're gonna change this to soft light. Alright, let's change this BG to a darker red. Like so. That works. Let's just change this to like a darker, more saturated blue. I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna paste it here and then drag it up to over to the green, so it keeps like the same hue. Same with this. We're just gonna paste it in and then drag it to this. Let's go ahead and go. I'm gonna highlight all those circles. We're just gonna increase that to 20, just so you can see it more. What's turbulence? So this is the turbulence. It's fine. And then this is the vignette. Let's bring this down to 5 maybe. Yeah, 5 seems a lot better actually. Let's get rid of this noise. 25% seems about right. And there's one more thing. If you remember in the example, here's the example. The little these little guys coming out. So let's make them real quick. So I'm going to just click on the pen tool. Let's go to the center of the comp. Doesn't have to be exact, but center of the comp. We're gonna click it. We're gonna hold down Shift and we're gonna go way out here. We're gonna hold down Alt to create a stroke. Get rid of that path. And then we're going to change this to 10. Change this from butt cap to round cap. So the difference is by default everything's butt cap. Round cap just rounds it out. We're just going to make we're gonna taper the front. Good old 50%, 50%. We're gonna do that. We're gonna make a trim paths. So in, out, same thing like what we did with the previous thing. So this is, you want to start it at 0, bring it out, make some room, and then end this at 100%. So kind of like that. So we're gonna call this line. We're gonna move this under all of that. add one more thing to it. Shape layer. We're gonna add a repeater. We're just gonna bring this up here, above the trim paths. And what a repeater does, it makes clones of everything. So we're gonna have it on this axis. So we're gonna have 8 of them. So negative 45 degrees works with 8. So change this to 8. There they all are. I'll press U to back out all of that. Just gonna make this a different color so I can see it. Alright, so Alt left bracket to cut it, and we're just gonna bring it in. Where is it? Like that. So cut that like that. And then we're gonna also just put a scale on it, 100 to 130. Let's just kind of bring that out like this. Let's open up Duik. 75% ease out. Seems good. Okay, so that's the end of the tutorial. I hope you guys all learned a lot, and any questions or comments about this specific tool, let me know, and I'll be glad to help out in any way I can. So until next time, we will see you at Tiny House Media, and have a good one.